A ship of hunters travels the open sea to kill gigantic sea creatures. The Sea Beast has been on my Netflix queue for a long time, but it wasn't until the Academy Award nomination that I took the time to check it out, and I am very glad that I did. It's hard to believe how far digital animation has come since Toy Story blew everyone away back in the mid-1990s. I'm not sure I've ever seen water animated better than in the Sea Beast, whether it's the waves crashing into the ship or the water dripping off the sailor's hair and clothes. Now, I'm not normally a ship on the open sea movie kind of guy, but I really got into this. The attention to detail of the ship and the crew was hard to look away from. Now, of course, the plot is pretty predictable, and as soon as the young girl stows away on the ship, it becomes obvious what is going to happen. This was one of my favorite animated films of the year. The giant red sea beast from the poster reminded me a lot of Toothless, the lovable dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. The multiple other sea creatures were all so well designed as well. I haven't seen cooler monster designs since Love and Monsters. I loved how intense the sound was. Every wave crash, every monster fight shook the walls of my house in the most satisfying way. The Sea Beast is not a Pixar film, but it feels more like a Pixar film than the last several Pixar films. The monster fights remind me of fights from those classic Godzilla films. And the protagonist, Jacob, he's voiced by Carl Urban, who I am more familiar with as Butcher from The Boys. In almost every line he delivered, I pictured it as Butcher giving the line, which always gave me a chuckle. Now, it's probably a bit too scary for really young kids, but for older kids and adults alike, there is a lot to like here. The story goes a bit deeper than just hunting monsters. There is also an important social message about how our worldview is shaped by what we learn in history class, even if that message isn't true. Even if the story is nothing new, the visuals and sound are good enough to warrant watching this at least once. Being a castaway on a ship, cute little guys, epic sea battles with giant creatures, fat men playing the bagpipes, giant conch shells, rowing on the open sea.